The views and opinions expressed in this recording do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Logan City Council. Logan City Council does not make any representation of the accuracy of any such views and opinions.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander viewers and listeners should be aware that this narrated story may contain names, images and voices of deceased people. Our Words, Our Stories, a Yuggera language story by Gaja Kerry Charlton, recorded on the 19th of June 2019.
Yawa Moreton Bay. Hello and good day. My name is Kerry Charlton and I am an elder with the Yagarubul people of Yagara country. My family are the Mortons and Thompsons and Newfongs. My area goes from the southwest bottom of the Toowoomba Range through to the bay, to Moreton Bay, right through to the back beach of Stradbroke Island. I do a lot of welcome to countries these days and use lots of language, and particularly in this United Nations year of the Indigenous Peoples' Languages. My Yuri, or my meat totem, is carpet snake, and my messenger bird is wunkum bird or mopoke, frogmouth owl. One of the exciting things that we've been doing for the last 12 years is working on a project which we've called the Wulara-Nguru project, and it's Wulara-Nguru. Wulara means talk and Nguru means shadow or spirit. And so it's a historical language mapping of Southeast Queensland languages project. And it's been a voluntary, self-funded, lengthy work of the past 12 years. And we have been collecting anything and everything that we can about the 7 languages and 3 dialects of the Southeast Queensland. We've been doing this because we realised at a certain point with our retrieval work with the Djandewal language and Yagara language that we were actually speaking words from up to a dozen language groups. And so we saw the need to compile them and also put them in their right order. And then also our granny, Janie Sunflower, who was the last fluent Yagara speaker and who also spoke neighbouring languages, also talked about people getting the language wrong and using it wrong way. So that's where we've come from. And we're nearly ready now to print up some of the findings in a lexicon of the languages of Southeast Queensland. We're sharing that then with anybody who's interested, really, the language centres and our mobs. It's going to be a resource that will help people who are interested in being language workers and learning language. A couple of the things I say with my Welcome to Country is that we do need to pronounce our words correctly, because just one slight change can bring a different meaning. So in my Welcome to Countries, I often say Yawa Yuangan, and Yo Wa is greeting, and sometimes our people also did just say Yo or Wa. Guris, the Guris from this way. And Yuangan means friend. And I emphasise that it's Yuangan and not to be mistaken with Yungan, which is dugong. Otherwise you're saying, hello, fat little dugong. And so I always have a little laugh and say to people when I'm teaching that when you're saying Yuangan for a friend, just think about when you see your friends and you might have just seen them an hour before and you go, oh, you again? So, that's a little sort of memory tip there. Also, some of the contrasting pairs. We've done a lot of work at looking at contrasting pairs where the main word means the same between language groups, but the ending is a different suffix sound. So with different words, and a couple that I brought in to talk about is looking at the whale and the words for whale words. And so, chalubilla is how we say it, or talubilla, thalubilla, but it's all the same thing, meaning whale. And then, so the jalu is the whale, and then the sound on the end, the billa, is what we say in the Yagara language. And then for the Fraser Island, they have chalangor, and that gur on the end, or gur on the end, ngor on the end, lets us know it's Fraser Island speaker speaking, and that's very similar sounding words. And another little thing can be Kalanga is Kalanga, the suburb, and the words there is Kalang or Galang for good, and Gur on the end means this is good. So we've also seen for Stradbroke and Moreton Island, we say it's been recorded as Yulwan Billam and Yulwan Billa, and some people are saying Yalang Billa, but the correct is Yulwan Billam or Yulwan Billa. So just little things like that Billa on the end is what we're looking for, and the not Yaling Billa, but Yulwan Billa. So it's just interesting, all those little things. Our name for koala is Dum Biripi, and Biripi is little, so Dum, little bear. So for us, it's, that's for us in Yagara country, and I think the everyone knows the Yugam one, which is Boripi. And then we've also seen another version. But there's all these different little nuances in the language. So we have that main root word, and then it's the suffixes which move it around. So, we're slowly working on more structure. And it's been a great thing to do. And we now have a database of about 18,000 words. And so we're excited because this lexicon of the languages of Southeast Queensland will be ready later in the year. So it's going to be a great end to the year.
The Our Words, Our Stories project is a deadly digital communities program supported through funding from the State Library of Queensland and Telstra. Dream big with State Library of Queensland and Telstra in partnership with Indigenous Knowledge Centres and local councils. The Our Words, Our Stories project is in recognition of the United Nations International Year of Indigenous Languages. Logan City Council Libraries acknowledges that language, heritage and knowledge always remains with the traditional owners, elders, language custodians and other community members of the respective language nation. Logan City Council gratefully acknowledges the time, resources, stories and support of the following: Aunty Kerry Charlton, Robert R. Wing, Logan City Council Library's Deadly Digital Communities Project Officer, the Queensland Narrating Service for providing digital recording equipment, sound production and quality assurance, the Nyamba Meta Advisory Group. This recording features didgeridoo music performed by Greg Dryce. For Mobo Jarjum, Tomorrow's Children, copyright 2019 Logan City Council.